Welcome to TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans, on the web today. I'm John, that's my cohort and commentary Ashton, and this is our NXT review. Gonna be honest, this NXT wasn't necessarily terrible. It just followed a lot of storylines who either had developments that I didn't give a shit about or just wholesale I don't give a shit about. Save for one of the main ones. I really enjoy what they're doing with Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. I double down on my prediction that this is going to lead to an unsanctioned match at NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver, especially given the events of tonight. But there's so much where I'm just like, maybe some curious threads, but I'm like, I'm not really feeling it. Ashton, how'd you feel about tonight's NXT? I know it was a unique circumstance for you, but from what you did see, how'd you feel about tonight's NXT?
Yeah, I honestly think we're on the same page here. I felt pretty meh, like it was fine, whatever. It was nowhere near as good as last week, but it wasn't terrible by any means. It was just there. It was just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, so with that said, let's get into our first segment, Heat of the Night. And, I know we have a policy of just skipping certain performers because they're trash or whatever. A lot of them got very heavily promoted tonight.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem fair to make that a Heat of the Night necessarily. Just because, that's already established.
Just like, NXT do better.
Yeah, pretty much. I really can't even think of a complaint. That's the weird thing about meh. It's like, you're not overjoyed, but I'm not so angry either. I mean, to be perfectly honest, this is kind of a review that I just want to talk about it with you guys and then move on right to the next show. Stardom was so much better this day.
Before we even went live, I was thinking, when you threw it back to me, I was going to be like, dude, I don't have that much to say about this show. We could probably get this review done in a half hour. I feel like there's not much to say. It feels almost like a filler episode.
Yeah, perfect word for it. Do you mind if I just follow your lead here and just get right into the review?
Yeah, honestly, because any Heats of the Night that I might have would be repetitive. Everyone knows we don't like LA Knight, so we're not going to cover him. We don't like Jordan Devlin, so we're going to avoid talking about him too much. Who else? Fucking Cross is another one that we're not a big fan. There are a lot of people that were promoted heavily tonight, like you said, that we generally tend to either just shit on or skip entirely, and I think we're going to be doing a lot of that tonight.
Yeah, so let us get into our
Raquel too. She got a big segment tonight too.
Yeah, so let's get into whatever it might be of an NXT review.
Yeah.
Open up with Finn Balor. I mean, here's the thing. I am very fortunate, and I would say I'm very privileged as a wrestling fan to be living through a second Balor NXT title reign, which I have honestly enjoyed more than his first one. As a guy that really missed out on Prince Devitt in New Japan, I feel like this is the closest we've gotten to that energy, if not maybe even surpassing that energy. I'll leave it to those who have seen both eras to comment. But, he comes out, that champion swagger that only he possesses, and he says, St. Patrick's Day and Finn Balor is still NXT champion. And he talks about all the people he's beaten.
Dude, that was a really good accent.
Thank you. It's funny when I'm not in my own head hitting the things that I can pull off. And he just talks about all the guys he's beaten, fucking Cole, I think he said O'Reilly, Dunn, Adam Cole, and then soon to be, Karrion Kross. Says Karrion Kross, you're next. Kross then comes out, he says some stuff. Lorcan and Burch come out, they try and petition for Pete Dunne. Say, you should defend the NXT Championship against the best technical wrestler in NXT, Pete Dunne. Really curious what the bookend of that whole thing's going to be. Because
I've seen a lot of people saying Kushida might be the one that answers that challenge.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense, honestly. So they try and lobby for that. Scarlett ultimately manipulates them to put the tag titles on the line against Balor and Kross. And for those wondering, because we obviously don't want to talk about the trash heap too much, Scarlett pretty much said she had a vision of champions, draped in gold. And so I guess, Balor, Kross, NXT Tag Champions. So that happens. We then get Austin Theory versus Dexter Loomis. Candice and Johnny check in with Austin on an iPad. They're not physically with him. Neither is Indy Hartwell, which I found interesting. That's another thing I found interesting were the absences on this show. No Pete Dunne and no Indy Hartwell, which given that The Way quite rightly in my mind with how they've been killing it, have been heavily featured. Candice and Johnny are technically not even there. Again, it's like an iPad kind of thing. And you don't even get a visual of Indy tonight. So just, I don't know. And it's not even something that's like commented upon in the narrative. Austin's a bit hurt that they're not there, but they're like, oh, bud, we know you can do this, blah, blah, blah. And, remember what he said about your abs, all that stuff. The match itself was fine. I think the big narrative moment came, at one point, Austin's just kind of sitting on the mat, I think having escaped a hold from Loomis. Loomis extends a hand out, and Theory's like, no, you said all that stuff. But then he takes Loomis's hand. Loomis pulls him up. He hugs Loomis. He's like, I knew it. I knew you didn't say any of that stuff. And then he tried to get him in the silencer, that submission hold that he does.
Oh, they have a name for it now, the silencer. That's pretty cool.
Well, it's either the silencer or it could even be. I know it's not the Coda silence. That's Carmella. Yeah. But something with silence in the name. I'm just gonna go with the silencer. You know how TWitWoW does on the fly.
Yeah.
Theory escapes it at first. Then he tries to go for the what is it? The ATF or whatever, the ATL, the Austin Theory landing.
Yeah.
He's like, Johnny was right. You are not the way. And then like a double McDoucheburger, he fails to execute the move, and Loomis gets the silencer on Theory. Theory passes out like a bitch. I mean, who loses consciousness?
Are we not going to address the fact that you just said double McDoucheburger?
I mean, I'd rather not. I say things. And Loomis wins the match. So I will say, dude, again, it's so easy to just kind of like avoid or bypass very quickly, which I like that that's the energy we're keeping rather than endlessly complaining about the stuff that we don't like. But I am liking that Loomis is in the North American Championship picture, and I'm still invested in the storyline. Although I will say, I don't know what they're doing now. Like, is Indy going to be the wild card now since she still seems attracted to Loomis? Like, what? Because I thought he'd have both of them. You know what I mean?
Maybe,
but it seems like
maybe
Theory...
Wait, is Johnny still the North American champion? I forget.
Yes, he is.
Okay, maybe when Loomis challenges him, Indy will cost Johnny the title and then try and hook up with Loomis, and Loomis will reject her.
Yeah. Maybe. That would be very interesting, actually. And let's see. We get Adam Cole. Actually, no, before that, sorry. Had to deal with old man Boomer, Tommaso Ciampa, backstage.
Yeah.
More or less talking about Imperium. Thatcher is not there. Another absence on tonight's show. And he says, I feel like Imperium has taken Thatcher out, even though that makes no sense. They are literally trying to recruit Timothy Thatcher. I know Foster. Foster's like, oh, now people want to be tag champions in reference to the first segment. Fucking random-ass tag title reign of Lorcan and Birch. All these thrown together fucking teams. But... yeah, he says, well, you can ask Imperium if they've seen Alexander Wolf. So Champa, more or less, this ultimately comes down to him versus Bartel in a one-on-one match tonight. And it was okay, especially because we did get a appearance that I honestly popped for, and I'm assuming you did too. Because I wasn't expecting Walter to be here. But that was pretty cool.
Dude, I popped in the Discord. You can even go look in the live wrestling discussion channel in the Discord. I literally, I was like 3 messages in a row. Oh, fuck, it's Walter. Holy shit, he's here. Finally. I was real excited for Walter, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll tell you, and dude, they said he's been champion for 712 days. I did the math. That is just shy of 2 years. Yeah. That's fucking crazy that he's been NXT.
It'll be 2 years at 7:30, right?
Yeah, like, that's insane. Like, that is some...
it really is.
That's some San Martino shit, holding a title for, like, 2 fucking years.
Didn't San Martino hold a title for, like, 9 years, though?
Yeah, but in this day and age, that might as well be San Martino shit.
Relative to the average title reign, you're absolutely right, yeah.
Yeah. Like, Walter is God tier. I don't know if he's ever going to have a career where people would put him on, like, a wrestling Mount Rushmore of any kind, but... I'll tell you, he walks out and you believe it. And I know I'm jumping guns talking about segments, but Walter's just so much more interesting than Champa, so fuck it.
I like how not wrong you're being tonight. You're so wonderful.
I know, you're wonderful. I love your face so much.
Oh my God, your face.
Speaking of faces, bro, Adam Cole's promo. I mean, I've never seen someone be so angry while being so... sexy. But wow. That's me. I know. I know.
Going about this, huh?
I mean, dude, all the while he's talking, I'm like, I know you're an abusive, gaslighting piece of shit, and, like, I have no delusions that I can fix you, but, like, I don't care. Like, I don't care.
I don't want
like,
to fix you.
I don't want to fix you. I don't want to help you. I don't want to help Kyle. Like, everything he's saying, like, I didn't have a problem with Kyle O'Reilly. I just didn't need him anymore. But then he made the biggest mistake of his life by costing me the NXT Championship because he's jealous. He's always been jealous of my success. And to be honest, and I'm so happy he's here, the whole while fucking Adam Cole's going off on the mic, I'm just thinking about the retorts that Foster would have to this promo in our chat tonight.
Oh, God. Just thinking about the short jokes.
Right? And it's like, oh, don't worry, Adam. Kyle would never be jealous about you coming up short. Oh! And like,
Jesus.
I feel that.
You would trigger him so hard.
Yeah. I mean, good God.
No, Adam.
And see, that's the thing. So Adam is just, he's like, I don't care whether Kyle is medically cleared or not.
He started it. He said Adam has quite the short fuse. Oh, God.
If you weren't so handsome and I liked having something beautiful to look at, I swear to fuck I would send you to your room right now. Cole just says that
was an amazing joke, honestly.
It was, and that's the problem. Okay, you don't make amazing jokes at Adam Cole's expense. That's the problem.
I think I understand.
It's okay whether you do or you don't. You're beautiful. Just stay in the corner. You don't need to do anything. Wow. Cole,
I'm definitely insulted.
Cole says he doesn't care if O'Reilly's medically cleared or not. He's gonna wait here so he can more or less, beat his ass. Then Regal comes out like a very stern father and tells Cole, like, you know Kyle isn't medically cleared. He wasn't medically cleared last week, and all this stuff came down. And, Cole and Regal start arguing. Then Kyle O'Reilly appears on the Sidetron, because that's been a thing for a little bit. And he's just like, wow, Foster, Jesus. O'Reilly then more or less says, like, I can't believe you tried to end my career. We've been friends 11 years. I'm not going to let my issues hold me back. I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to get my pound of flesh. I know. I love this line. I know where you live. I know where you like to hang out. I know where you like to go buy your video games. All I don't know is what I got to do to end you, but I promise you I'll do it. And if that sounds like a threat, you're damn right. I'm like, he just kind of leaves Cole with that. See, that's the energy. I think these guys, and I'm not saying this as an insult, because I honestly believe that they can do it. They're both immensely talented. I think NXT's trying to recreate a Gargano Champa kind of aura.
Yeah.
Which will be all the more poetic, right, if they do an unsanctioned match. But, like, and I like how they did it here, because I know Gargano at one point, and I did like how they played this, just because, again, you have different temperaments here. You can't compare them exactly alike. Where Gargano was banging on Ciampa's house door, like, Tommaso, come out here. I was like, you want to beat his ass right there. And then Ciampa records the video to Regal, remember, in bed, like, sounding all tired, like, Regal, this is getting ridiculous. It's 5 a.m. All that stuff. Kyle O'Reilly, though, nah, man. You don't need to make a production. He just coolly let out of his mouth, I know where you live. I know where you like to hang out. I know where you like to get your video. And it's like, holy fuck. Like, if I cross somebody like that, and they didn't even say anything except, good thing I know where you live. Like, my anxiety, I would be pleading with my family, please, let's move, please, for the love of God.
Damn,
so I love
Kyle,
it.
You scary.
No, that's some Stone Cold shit. I'm not even talking Steve Austin. I'm talking, that's Stone Cold killer shit. Like, he let Cole know. It's on now. Like, you fucked with me. I'm loving it, though. I'm loving these baby faces that don't give a shit. Between Big E being like, I kind of don't want to smile right now because you crossed the Rubicon, and I really just need to beat the hell out of you. And Kyle O'Reilly just being like, 11 years of friendship. I'd be surprised how sharp that knife is. And like, fuck me, man. And now Cole's like, oh, he's threatening me now. He's threatening me. And Cole is just... I think the male equivalent of a Karen is a Kevin, and, like, what Kevin energy from Adam Cole. Like, god damn, man. God damn. Oh, he's threatening me. Yeah, Adam. You and your perfectly fucking face, jawline thing. Yeah, he's threatening you.
Face jawline thing, what?
You suplexed him on steel steps. Like, are you absurd? You preposterous pachyderm. See, that's me kind of piling on to imply that he's fat. I know he's self-conscious about that.
You're piling on to the preposterous pachyderm, John? Jesus.
I mean, yeah, so, you know, like, of course it's happening, Adam. Maybe you should have tried genuine conflict resolution. So
that was like, have you ever seen that video of the kid trying to do a trick onto a chair, and his friend comes over and just blows the smoke off the chair, and he just turns to him, and he's just like, Adam.
Yeah. So Cole
Jesus.
just more or less says, like, he's gonna find Kyle first, and he's gonna, you know, kick his ass, whatever, and he's gonna end him first. Then, and thanks to you for telling me this, because I think I have this. Actually, no, I'm way jumping the gun, because Adam had 2 promos tonight. Got my notes a little mixed up. We get Ember and Shotzi backstage. Shotzi talking about what it meant, you know, to win the titles and celebrate with her dad. Ember said this is why she came back to NXT. You know, to make history, and now it's time to TCB, and then Shotzi comes in with Ember's Law. Yeah, we're a tag team. And then they get interrupted by Jesse and Aaliyah, and I gotta say again, man, Robert Stone was here, and he did a bit of talking. You weren't here for this, right? Because you were still tied up with stuff. You didn't see this, right?
Yeah, correct.
Robert Stone again, and guys, feel free to vouch for me or disagree with me if you feel like I'm out of pocket here. Because I always like having you guys to bear witness or
no. Just vouch. Don't do that.
Yeah, just vouch, you know. Stone was, again, very reserved. I think they've just really, like, stripped him down and is like, be the most generic form of a manager you can be. Don't really turn up. And I miss it, man. Because these two could be an exciting tag team, but they need that component, and he is that component. Yeah. And I feel like he is so handcuffed right now. Yeah. Speaking of absences, you know who else I was thinking about on the show for just no actually, no, I know what my reason was. Because of fucking Rock wannabe ass and fucking Bronson Reed ass. Tyler Rust and Malcolm Bivens. Didn't see either of them on the show tonight. Yeah. Missed them terribly. Yeah. But Jesse and Aaliyah challenge for the women's tag titles next week. That gets accepted. And then Shotzi says, oh, by the way, Robert, your suit sucks. And he said something, but he didn't even like freaking. I know.
He's even toning himself down for you people. And you. How dare you? Dare you?
See, yeah, Foster just said, Stone was so generic tonight, it maybe said, Foster, fucking. We need an award for, like, most regressed, because we have, like, most improved. We need, like, most regressed, and Robert Stone, would be just running away with it. I can't believe how they defanged this dude.
I really do hate to hear this right now.
Yeah, no, dude, I hate to tell it to you right now. Like, I take no joy in this. Oh, God, speaking of not taking joy in things, holy fuck. Okay, so, LDF versus Brizango. That alone is fine. You know, it's a solid tag team matchup. Brizango lose. I like how Joaquin Wilde and Mendoza are looking good. I really like how this is a faction where all 3 guys look strong and not a faction where only the clear leader is strong and the lackeys, you know, maybe they get a win once in a while. I feel like all 3 guys, relative to their divisions and their status, are pretty well protected. No, my friend, and I'm assuming you made it back around this time because I feel like you said you were home around when this segment happened. I think. Because did you see Devlin come out and him and Escobar have?
God, yeah.
You did?
Stop booking Jordan Devlin.
Okay. I'm going to break our rule real quick. I'm not talking about trash because I just need to say this. I'm not even going to say what he said.
You know that joke, though, how like people will say, like, oh, it would have cost you exactly $0 to just not send this tweet?
Yeah.
It would literally save the WWE money to stop booking Jordan Devlin, and yet they keep doing it regardless.
I know. I only want to comment on one line that he had because I had such a visceral fucking reaction to it. He's like, oh, I don't have stooges and I don't do this, but this is what a real champion looks like. And I'm like, wait. You're on a nothing burger fucking show that only now I think is really starting to pick up steam, and it's probably not because of you, but it's because of people like Kaylee Ray, Mako Satomura, Ilya Dragunov, Walter, etc. Okay, don't break your fucking shoulder patting yourself on the back. Second of all, how dare you?
Say it again.
How dare you?
Thank you.
I know, okay, guys, that it's wrestling. I know that it's an angle. I know all that. I'm not stupid, okay? And I know Escobar's the heel. I know that this story is coded where I am supposed to be booing this man. But here's the problem with all of that, and here's the problem with WWE as a company. Why are you so inept, and why are you so bad at taking the fucking temperature of the atmosphere, especially in an age of social media, that you push people that were implicated in a wide social media movement, outing abusers, groomers, etc., and you're positioning him as the... First of all, you're positioning him in anything. That's a problem, okay? But if you're gonna be that inept, because you do you, if you're like WWE, you really can't. You really can't. But if you're going to do that, and I'm sorry if I seem a bit extra tonight, guys, I've had a really good day, and I guess this is where the energy's going. You're really going to code this man as the babyface? Like, putting aside the fact, and I'm going to go one step further, too, and I know this is getting into the subjective. It's our podcast. That's the fucking point. Putting aside the fact that Devlin's an abuser and a piece of shit, okay? And, I could honestly look past it if he just admitted, yeah, guys, I have a fucking problem. I'm pretty toxic. I'm going to take a step back from wrestling and I'm going to get help. But nobody ever fucking does that. Ever. And that's what pisses me off. But
not even the fucking child predators.
Not even the fucking child predators are like, yeah, guys, it's really disturbing, this problem I have. I need to take a step back. I need to get help. I need to get therapy. I need to be in discussions with people. I am so sorry. I'm going to get back. Because honestly, if they did that, I'd be like, okay, watching you, but good for you. I support you. I believe in you. Love, support. I can't give you that when you choose to be a piece of shit and act like there's nothing fucking wrong with you, right? But putting all of that aside, and you want to talk about pachyderms.
That's a lot. So that's a lot to set aside.
That is a lot of pachyderm. It needs its own goddamn mansion, okay? How am I Escobar has made the Cruiserweight Championship feel the most legit in the entirety. And when I say entirety, you may even have to go back to WCW when they had Eddie Guerrero at his fucking best before the injuries, and Rey Mysterio and Juventud Guerrero. I think about Escobar in that tier of cruiserweights. I really fucking do. This dude is next fucking level. And you want me to be impressed by discount Finn Balor, which I know is a tired joke, but I wonder why it stuck around so long. Maybe there's just a kernel of truth there.
Isn't that the dumbest thing too? Even if we can get past, which I don't think we actually can, but hypothetically, if we could get past the speaking out thing with Devlin, your world champion is Finn Balor. Why the fuck do you want discount Finn Balor to also be on the same show as your world champion Finn Balor? This makes no sense. Are you literally going to be like, oh yeah, we've got the genuine article as the world champion, and then his weird-faced cloned mini-me as the cruiserweight champ? No, makes no sense.
I say this with all due respect to Foster. If Jordan Devlin regains the title at TakeOver, if he's anointed the undisputed cruiserweight champion, that cruiserweight title could go fuck itself. And I say apologies, Foster, because I know he's been a staunch defender forever of 205 Live, and they're lucky to have a fan like him, full stop. No, you have me caring about the cruiserweight title because Escobar's holding it. Escobar epitomizes the man making the title. The way he talks about it, the suits he dresses in, how he carries himself, his own fucking faction. And here's the thing, the only thing that would mollify my fucking pure white rage at just seeing Devlin as the undisputed cruiserweight champion at Escobar's expense after he already lost to a guy that I'm pretty sure is a white supremacist, would be if he moves up to the main event division and challenges for the NXT championship, permitting that Balor still champion, which I highly fucking doubt. This is an insult to Escobar, and this is an insult to the work that he's done for the Cruiserweight title. And what's worse, I don't know what went wrong in that spot there or what the fuck they were intending, but he fucking busted Escobar's mouth open with a headbutt that he did, and then the fucking Saito suplex. So,
yeah, which I think he calls that the Devlin slide.
Is that right? That is a horrible, generic fucking name. You goddamn narcissist. Putting your name in the title of it doesn't make it cool. You're a dork. Do better. So
I think it makes it worse because it reminds us that it's him doing it. It's like, wow, you really suck, dude.
Like, I did to talk about my man Escobar. He was right. He said, everybody forgot that you even held the Cruiserweight title. There were periods that I did because Escobar was so entertaining. What am I going to do, pine for fucking Jordan Devlin? Ew. Like, what the fuck?
The thought alone, just you saying those words in that order made me giggle. I couldn't hold it in.
It's repulsive. No, folks, let me tell you something. I am a weird bird, all right? I will cop to that 3 ways to fucking Sunday. I know I get weird when talking about Escobar, but do you want to know the realness of it? This dude is a professional wrestler fucking personified. Because some say, no, you need work rate if you're going to succeed. God, you need promos. No, work rate. That's such indie shit. You need to talk. You need to have look. Got him. What else? Checks every fucking box. And he's got to deal with this shit? Like, honestly, if anything, if Johnny wasn't our North American champion and we had it on a babyface, like a Loomis or whatever, I would want him to try and be a double champion. I want to unify the Cruiserweight North American titles. He honestly should be working outside of his division, not with the fucking trash tier within it. And you give him this slop. Okay. I really fucking hope he wins a TakeOver. I am hate watching that match at TakeOver, and I am rooting for Escobar harder than I've ever rooted for him, which is really saying something, because I feel like I was already rooting for him pretty fucking hard.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, and Javaris just said it, and I'll close out his sentiments so that we can move on from Devlin's trash ass. Escobar is too fucking good to carry Devlin's bitch ass. A fucking men to that, friend. A fucking men. Santos. Escobar. God, it's sex in your mouth. Every syllable, fam. God damn. All right. We get back to Adam Cole.
The sound makes me feel like I got a purr.
Yes. Make those sensations with your mouth, as Adam Cole making sensations with his own mouth in the form of threats, saying that he's going to find Kyle and he's gonna end him right then and there. Yeah. Then I miss this, and I'm disappointed I missed this, but it seemed like nothing because I searched it on Twitter. We had a Sarai vignette, not Sari.
Well, the thing is, her name in Japan was Sari, but in WWE and NXT, they're just calling her Sarai.
Well, Sarai, we got a vignette for her.
The spelling went from Sareee, literally 3 E's there in Japan, to just Sarray. So it's much simpler now. Kind of like, well, really, it's almost the opposite of what they did with Kana, because Kana is way easier for an English person, an American, to pronounce than Asuka, because everyone's always going to assume it's Asuka. I know that's a lot of people thought it was at first. But with Sari is kind of a weird word to pronounce for English people, because you've got like the really, really Japanese sounding R, because if you say Sari, it sounds off. It's got to be Sari. And you've got to drag the E out just like, but no, they're just like, fuck that. It's Sarai. It's just Sarai. It's that easy, you know?
Yeah. Sarai, I'm really excited for her. Could be interesting. I mean, dude, here's the thing.
I forget. Did I ever show you a Sarai match in TJPW? I feel like I showed you a match with her.
I believe you did. Yeah, we did, because it was a tag match. I think she was teaming with Maki Ito, right? Against Aja Kong.
I gotta show you her singles match from the January 4th show last year, because that was the show that was the first time that I had seen her wrestle, and she immediately was just like, whoa, she's really cool.
Yeah, dude. Foster, I don't think Sarai ever had a history with Stardom, right, Ashton?
No, she has zero history with Stardom. She was a freelancer. I think she was like, the promotion that she worked most was Oz Academy, I believe. And like maybe, no, yeah, I think Oz Academy mostly. I don't know for sure, though.
But I was getting ready to say to you, man, before reacting to some chat comments, Because I wanted to address Foster there. It may be. I don't want to jump the gun because it's interesting who NXT is prioritizing. They really seem to be all in on Zoe Stark. I'll get to that a bit later.
God, that's such a weird choice.
I know. I don't. Again, we'll get to it in just a second because it's actually after this. Yeah. But it seems like the NXT Women's Division could potentially have like a renaissance coming because they've got Taya and they've got Saray.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I'm still like I'm wondering if they're even going to bother with having Taya be in NXT or if they're just going to shoot her straight to the main roster. Maybe have her like help Johnny win a title at some point or something along those lines, and just like immediately just like shoot her straight up to like Raw, which is where Johnny is right now, or SmackDown if Johnny gets drafted there between now and her debut.
Bro, let me tell you something. If Taya just shot straight to the main roster and helped Johnny win a title, on night one, she'd be more useful to him than Miz has been in their entire tenure together as a tag team.
Mm-hmm.
So, just putting that out there. Fuck you, Miz. Saray is coming to NXT, and I gotta say, as far as like impending debuts, this is the most excited I've been in some time. I really think she's gonna light the world on fire. I'm stoked for her. Then we get to Kodakai versus Zoe Stark, and now we can kind of resume the discussion we started to have in the preceding segment. I don't have a problem with Zoe Stark. I think my fear with her is it could be way too much, way too quickly, because they are giving a lot of build-up, and I don't know if she has the talent to cash that check. And I'm not trying to like go after her and be negative.
I feel like I don't know, dude. I thought, was she like a local talent at one point, and now all of a sudden they're just trying to treat her like she's super legit? Like I just don't get it. This is just not clicking for me personally. I don't understand why NXT is making her out to be all that in a bag of potato chips when like we have eyes. We can see that like there's nothing really exceptional about her. She's kind of solid at pretty much everything. She's a decent talker. She's decent in the ring. She has a cool looking finisher, and she's got muscles, which is probably a big appeal for Triple H. But like, I just don't get why they're pushing her this hard. I really don't. And
I mean, maybe it does come down to that, man. The muscles, the blonde hair. And again, I don't even like talking like that because, what was that?
Dyed blonde hair.
Dyed blonde hair, but still, when you conform, right? And it's just like, oh, I've got, this aesthetic, whatever. I don't even necessarily like talking about her that way because I do enjoy her in the ring. My problem is from the company side, it feels really forced. Like, don't force her on me. Let me come to her gradually and let me embrace her gradually as a performer. Because I do like her. I think I could become a fan if you just tell her story organically and aren't like, oh man, but she faced Io Shirai in her second match. Yeah, it just, I don't know. And really, I think it's weird too if we could just kind of deconstruct the quote unquote character. Not that there's really much character. It's just, what she's got going on right now. I don't know if she should be telegraphed as a babyface. And I don't know if a heel turn's coming or what. But I just feel like, if Zoe Stark was a heel, she could be like, well, of course I faced Io in my second match. I mean, look at me. I have a physique that puts the NXT Women's Division to shame. I'm this kind of an athlete, blah, 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 blah. I feel like, honestly, when I look at her and I watch her compete, I feel like it's a much improved version of what they're aspiring for anyway, of like a Charlotte Flair. I feel like they want somebody with her kind of look and her kind of in-ring ability, and maybe they could compensate for the rest. I even wondered if she had any wrestling ties, because this just kind of reeked of nepotism to me. But, yeah, I like Zoe Stark, but it feels like too much, too fast. And I think that's a disservice to her.
Also an issue of like opportunity cost, because like we know who else is in the back, and like why her over all of them.
Right. And really, just to address the comments, it's like, well, she's won one match and then lost. That's a push. I mean, Paul, here's the thing, though.
Yeah, I'm going to let you go. Go ahead, man. I have words, but I want to hear yours, and you might be able to cover me.
Well, no, because like I was going to say, like winning and losing, yeah, when you booking is perception. Like I'll give you that, Paul. But commentary tonight, like Barrett, perfect example, had a line where it's like, it takes talent months, sometimes even years, to acclimate to the the NXT system and the NXT brand. The idea that Zoe Stark did it right away, more or less that shows she's something special. And it's like wow, that's signaling that you're doing, like, expect big things from her, expect big things from her. And then, if anything, the booking not matching doesn't really align, so it's like all a mess. But then if you push her too fast, like, I'm going to have questions because we don't even have an actual crowd to take the temperature. Are you guys responding to Zoe Stark or aren't you? So it's a lot, honestly. But what were you going to say, Ashton? I was curious what your take on this was going to be.
So here's my thing. Are they pushing her to the moon? Is she going to win the NXT Women's Championship anytime soon? Absolutely not. That's not what we're saying, though. They are very clearly, intentionally, and deliberately trying to make her into something. They're trying to make her seem like a big deal, and we're just trying to figure out why. And the reason we say that they're trying to make her into a big deal is because she's on the show almost every week. She's been wrestling higher-profile women. She wrestled Io Shirai in her second match. Granted, she lost, but you would fucking hope so. She just wrestled Dakota Kai and took her to the limit. And Dakota Kai has flirted with the NXT Women's title plenty of times, even though she's never actually won it. Like, it feels like they're going out of their way to really try and make Zoe Stark into something. And I just don't get why. I don't get what they see in her. And it's like, it's almost like when Leon Ruff randomly just went from being a local talent to all of a sudden he's the North American champion, and then all of a sudden he's retaining the North American. Like, what's going on here? Except, like, he's really likable and fun and enjoyable to watch wrestle, and she's just, like, there. Like, she doesn't even have those qualities that Leon Ruff had that made it okay and made me just kind of go along with his weird push without, I still think his push was weird, but I didn't complain about it as much because I like him and I enjoyed watching him wrestle. Zoe Stark is like whatever to me. Zoe Stark is like, there's nothing special about her. She's not like super, I mean, I do like her, but she's not super likable. She's not like, oh wow, I'm really rooting for you or anything like that, like I was with Ruff. And she's not amazing in the ring, even though she's solid. I just don't understand why her over, like, why would you not just give this exact push to Priscilla Kelly, Gigi Dolan? Where's that? Or fucking Santana Garrett? Or hell, even Taya herself. Taya just showed up. Like, there's literally, I can't think of a single reason as to why they're doing this with Zoe Stark rather than somebody who is just plain better than her at the stuff that you would want someone to be better at if they were to get this kind of push.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I really agree with you 100%. I don't really think I can add anything to that. Dakota Kai looked fantastic. I mean, really, ring general.
I missed the finish of this match. I was off grabbing something myself to eat, but what was the finish here? I missed it.
It was like that elevated GTK. You know how when she has him perched on the turnbuckle and she uses like the top rope as kind of leverage, and then she does it and pulls him away? That was the finish. Looked really good too. I think that variation is probably the best one because it's very convincing. Dakota Kai gets the win. Then Io comes out, and my God, when you talk about everything that's right with the NXT Women's Division, you start with Io Shirai and you circle back around to Io Shirai to end it.
Yep.
She comes out, title around her waist, contract in hand, just gets in the ring. Dakota's kind of jaw-jagging with her. I didn't even really hear what she said, but Io just ignores her, walks past her, which, ouch. And then gets up in Raquel's face, and she said, I told you I want you next. Sign this contract. And then Io just kind of slams the contract in Raquel's chest. So I like that Io really is living out that idea of being a fighting champion. She's literally going out and she's picking fights. I like that confidence. I don't like who it's against because I've had this fear for a while now, but I do like that Io is picking fights. It's good shit. So Raquel's like, fine. She's kind of giving that stank face, like, yeah, I will sign this. It's going to be your mistake. We follow these two again later, Dakota Kai and Raquel, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Oh, we get William Regal backstage. Mackenzie has questions for him about, I don't know, something, either the I think women's tag titles or the NXT championship or whatever. And before he can answer anything, he gets called by security, like, oh, something's happened with Adam Cole.
Oh boy. Yeah.
God, this is amazing.
I actually saw this. I actually did see this.
We get GYV more or less talking about how they're coming for MSK. Zach Gibson didn't take too kindly to having his hand crushed. I mean, who would have thought that a heel getting a receipt wouldn't go over too well? But I still love GYV, and I'm enjoying the feud. Champa versus Bartel. Really not much to talk about. Champa takes out Eichner, very quickly, very early on. Him and Bartel have a solid back and forth. Champa beats Bartel with Willow's Bell. After the match, Walter fucking comes out. I already extolled his praises earlier in the show, so I'm just going to keep moving on. They have a stare down, Champa and Walter. Walter signals for Bartel and Eichner to attack. They do. Champa kind of fends them off, but then a Walter chop to Champa. He crumples. And then Walter gets him, and he power bombs him. They do their Imperium pose. I'll tell you, man, Walter really is. Walter's something special. If there's anybody that makes me regret not watching NXT UK on the regular, it is a champion like Walter, because he drips with presence.
Thing is, I really don't ever call anybody the next Brock Lesnar, but if there is such thing as the next Brock Lesnar, it's Walter.
Yeah.
Just that final boss who shows up 4 times a year to defend a title, beats somebody's ass, and if he ever loses, it's a huge fucking deal. That's literally Walter.
Yeah, exactly. All right. After this, we get Cole, Regal, and O'Reilly. And like I said earlier,
I'm very entertained right now.
Like I said earlier, if we call a male equivalent of a Karen a Kevin, then the Kevin once again jumped out in this segment. He tried to run me off the road. You're not hearing me. He tried to run me off the road. He's crazy. Oh. Ashton, man, you did say you saw this. I feel like I haven't given you nearly enough talking time tonight, and you know why that is, because I know it was a bit weirder than NXT tonight. I know you were tied up with stuff. What did you think about this segment, though, man?
Oh, it was hilarious, as to be expected. Like, I'm really enjoying this feud, just because it really does kind of feel like they're almost recreating the ROH feud in a way. That was literally like the last thing in ROH that I paid attention to that I liked, and I thought that was great in ROH. And the reason I paid attention to it was because of New Japan, actually. So thanks, New Japan, for allowing me, or for helping me to witness this level of greatness. But yeah, I'm loving this. It's a lot of fun. It's entertaining. Yeah, it's pretty great, man. It's pretty great. Adam losing his mind. Kyle was getting arrested, it looked like. It was, this is, I completely agree with you, by the way, what you said earlier, that it really does feel like kind of a repeat of Gargano Champa. Yeah, definitely.
O'Reilly, he's just saying, like, he's not going to stop. He's going to end Adam Cole. He seems very serious. Oh, God, what happened here?
How do they keep getting better?
Wow. Holy shit, dude. Oh, my God. Dude, you realize we live in a country with no universal health care. You can't keep treating Adam Cole like this.
Adam, are you okay?
Oh, my God. You simmer down, sir. You simmer down.
I don't want him to simmer down. I'm having too much fun.
He's out of control.
He is, but it's hilarious.
Oh my God. All right. So really loving the feud, though, in all seriousness. I mean, when it gets reactions like this, it's good content. It's really one of the few things NXT is doing consistently right, I feel like. Skipping the next 2 segments because it's garbage. Then we get Raquel and Dakota backstage. And, they're pretty much talking about... Well, it starts with Raquel, actually, talking about how Io made a big mistake because she's going to sign the contract. And Dakota says, listen, you did, trying to be supportive of Raquel getting the contract. But we need to continue this next week. We've got a tag team matchup, you and me, versus Io and Zoe Stark. I know you can have Io at any time, but we need to handle this because we need to remind everybody that we run this place. And Raquel's like, yeah, I feel that. I really feel like, man, they're planting the seeds for that breakup.
Yeah, this segment, I was honestly waiting for Raquel when Dakota was like, you need to focus so that we can reestablish ourselves. And she could be like, you know what? I think I'm going to establish myself. That kind of, I thought I was getting that kind of vibe here. I actually was kind of convinced that she was going to do it, like, at least have like some kind of negative reaction to Dakota here, but she didn't. She kept going with it.
For now, until Dakota eats the pin next week.
Oh God.
So we get a brief Xia Li vignette that just pretty much says, like, all obstacles must be eliminated, in the name of Tian Sha, who we get a look at her eyes, those peepers. Regal says he's inviting Cole and O'Reilly to the Capitol Wrestling Center next week. He's got a solution for their issues. We already know, William, it's an unsanctioned match. I called it weeks ago. Shut your crumpet hole.
You
all
did.
right?
You really, really did. I'm so proud of you.
Thank
so
you.
Good at this.
Thank you. You know what, dude? It's always nice to be appreciated, but I'm a big believer in quality over quantity, right? So it's always better to be appreciated by magnificence such as your face, rather than, like, I don't know, 50 plebs standing in a line like simps. Oh, you did so great, John. I know, I'm me. I wake up like this. Do better. God. Anyway, main event. NXT Tag Titles.
Sorry.
Well, no, you were the one that got the compliment. You're the magnificent face in this scenario. So again,
I
quality.
know. I just feel aggressed upon. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Look, we'll hug it out after, I promise. But then we get NXT Tag Titles next here, main event. Cross and Balor, Lorcan and Birch. Again, fuck Cross, man. And I know we're like, skip. But just to acknowledge the story enough, because Balor is a great champion, I guess it was a cool idea that it really wasn't a tag match per se with these guys, but both of them trying to flex on the other. Balor does a really nice shotgun dropkick. I will say, my only critique of Balor, and I'm just going to say it because I felt this way for a while, he's got a really bad sling blade to me. I mean, nobody does it like Tana. I think Tana is king. Didn't he innovate the move anyway?
Yeah. Well, he popularized it. He popularized it. It really is a race sometimes, man, between Seth and Balor, who is the worst one. But I really think I feel like
would go with
Seth's
Balor.
is so much worse than Finn's more often than not.
You know what, dude? That's probably fair. I just thought the one that he did tonight looked pretty bad.
The one Finn did tonight was a little sloppier, but he's usually more on point.
Yeah, dude, Javaris, I know, bro. I know. Cross manhandles Balor. Poor Lorcan gets the pin on Finn. Pin on Finn. I'm the next Dr. Seuss with like 100% less racism.
Dude, I actually learned, did you see that the 6 books that were actually stopped publication?
I think I remember some of the titles, like What I Saw on Mulberry Street or something.
Yeah, dude, none of them were ever popular. Like, you could name 15 Dr. Seuss books before you would get to any of the ones that the publication stopped. It's ridiculous.
Oh, they're popular now among conservatives.
Yeah. Oh, God, it's sad.
I thought Dr. Seuss was a limp cuck, but now I know he feels the same way about me about race.
Oh, no.
That laugh was one of the best you've ever done, because I've never heard you laugh like that was genuinely funny, but I'm so nervous. Can we please get back on message? Which, the message is the #1 contender is an alt-right piece of shit, so did I really leave the message in the first place? Probably not.
No, you didn't.
Oh,
you really didn't. Congratulations. You're so good at this.
I want to have sex with myself right now. I'm so on fire.
You need to relax, sir.
I need to relax.
Meanwhile, my mom's in chat being all wholesome, like, I love Dr. books.
I actually feel so vindicated that one time that I told my sister in McDonald's drive-thru that my favorite Dr. Seuss book ever written was his last one, because then he died. And then Christy laughed in the drive-thru order thing. So when she was like, I'd like a double cheeseburger, it was really just her laughter at my really poor taste. So, just wanted to share that with everyone. Well, you know what I am. You bought in. It's your problem now.
You know what he is.
Yeah. Listen, this isn't the first time I've done it, and I'll spare you the pain. It's probably not going to be the last, okay?
You're going to get struck if you keep saying that stuff.
I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
But no. So, clearly, guys, this is all to say that I'm pretty much better than the #1 contender, for sure. Just to kind of applaud my own genius.
Where was the part where anyone disagreed with that?
Nowhere. I just wanted to get back on brand here.
Just wanted to make sure. Gotcha.
But no. I really feel bad for Finn Balor, because I really feel like he's going to lose the NXT title, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all, really. So that happened. Cross stood over Finn at the end of NXT because he had like the times up for him in the back of Finn's head. And yeah, just stood over him and just, times up, all that bullshit. So that was NXT. I think that was a more fun episode than anybody was expecting. I just thought it was going to be bland. And this happened, and this happened, and this happened, and this happened. But look at what we made of it. We are so talented. I'm so proud of us.
I'm so glad you brought up Dr. Seuss. That tangent really, really had some gold to it.
I know. All right. High spots and low shots. Honorary low shot goes to Dr. Seuss because he's canceled. But no, I guess my real low shot.
If he was here, I'd throw something.
I guess my real low shot is going to be Finn Balor because he really didn't even do anything wrong. He got pinned
but he
by
got his
Oni
ass beat.
Yeah, he got his ass beat. He got pinned by Oni Lorcan, which is okay. If he got pinned by Danny Burch, might want to delete that Twitter. But it didn't happen, thankfully. So Finn, he can still come out into the sun. But yeah, Finn's going to be my low shot because it was a rough night for the NXT champion. Who's your low shot? Don't be nervous. You can do this. I believe in you.
Adam Cole, because he got drove off the road by Kyle O'Reilly. People wouldn't even listen to him when he was trying to tell them about it.
God, it's not that you're even wrong. You're not, you're not wrong. It's just Cole has had such a tough time on the show tonight, and you just had to end it. You just had to be like, I really want to be a part of this. If I could just add one grain of dirt, I'm a part of it, right? And then there's the grain. So that's nice. That's great. K-Baby almost died, I think. This NXT review has really been something. High spot.
I just saw Alex Foster and the low shot is Adam Cole. I mean, in kayfabe, he almost died, I think.
You know what? God, this is such a weak sauce episode of NXT on the whole. I don't even really like to give out a high spot here. But you know what? I'm going to give my high spot to fucking Escobar. Now, I know that's a weird choice. That's right. I know that's a weird choice because he ended up bloodied and suplexed. But here's the thing. He eviscerated Devlin without even touching him. All he had to do was cut a promo, and Devlin was like, yeah, well, headbutt. And then, that's so like, you're a bitch. You're a basic bitch. Nobody loves you. Deep down, even you don't love you. You just won't cop to it. Because again, I refer you back to point A, you's a bitch. So, fuck you. Escobar's my Cruiserweight champion forever. And yeah, he's my high spot. So, what do we got, brother? How are we closing this out? Who's your high spot?
Wow. My high spot is, oh God. Shit. High spot's Imperium because Walter's back, baby.
Yes. I actually really like that choice, man. I'm telling you. You get rid of Eichner. Actually, no. Because, I know Eichner's kind of bland, but he's at least solid in the ring to me. Wolf really is the
Wolf's bland ass.
Yeah, because if you get rid of Wolf, you still have Eichner, sure, but I take him over Wolf, but you put in Thatcher, that's honestly a faction that I could get reinvested in.
Yeah, and then you can have Eichner work the Cruiserweight division out of Imperium. You can have Bartel and Thatcher go after the tag titles, and then obviously Walter can stay in the world title picture.
Exactly. All right. So great choices.
Although I guess they
might
want to keep Wolf around so that they have someone to go after the North American title and lose a bunch of times.
Or they may be taking notes from Stardom and they may think, well, every faction needs a fall guy and you're it. So there you go.
Actually, Loomis is a really good high spot candidate too because he did beat Austin Theory.
He did. Continuing to build his momentum.
He also alienated him too, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah,
he did.
So maybe not full high spot because that's like a bridge burned,
Yeah, we'll have to see how it all goes, man. But yeah, with that said, this has been NXT. This has been TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans, on the web today. I'm John. That's my core and commentary, Ashton. Guys, be sure to leave a like as you file out. The more likes you leave, the more likely we are to be the top search result for NXT reviews on YouTube. And when you're the best at what you do, the top is the only place that you belong. So please leave that like. I would also ask you that you subscribe and click the bell icon so that you get notified of all that sweet, sweet TWitWoW goodness. Check out everything we're involved in the description box. very quickly, follow us both on Twitter. I'm at John_TwitWoW. He's at Ashton_TwitWoW. My pinned tweets to collect Q&A questions. Q&A is going to be March 25th, so a week from tomorrow. You're going to want to get in on that. Non-Patreon donors get up to 3 Q&A questions. Patreon donors get up to 5 Q&A questions. Only costs $1 for the 2 additional Q&A questions. But if you donate $3, you get the additional Q&A questions and access to the TwitWoW Discord. We do Among Us Mondays. It's pretty fucking dope, and it's a great community that talks about everything from music to sports to everything in movies and TV, and of course,
speaking of sports,
wrestling.
NFL free agency is going absolutely crazy right now.
See, I don't even know what he's talking about, but you know how I would know? If I paid attention in the sports tab on our Discord. So join it if you want to get in on discussions like that. And just to give a rundown of our recordings here, I actually remembered today that we do have a recording tomorrow. It is a TwitWoW request live from DBK. It's a John Cena matchathon. Can we see him live reacting to 5 matches? Well, we'll find out. That's happening at 5 p.m. Eastern Time.
5 John Cena matches? That's 25 moves of doom!
I'm so proud of you. That holy shit. So yeah, 5 matches at 5 p.m. Be there. I am sure as shit that this is happening on Friday, because when Ashton said it originally, I'm like, oh, maybe. But it's practically already up. The Stardom 314 show at 5 p.m. on Friday, live reactions, and then, of course, 10 p.m., SmackDown Review, the go-home show before Fastlane this Sunday, which we'll be live reacting to on Peacock. I'm really hoping that works out. I'm actually quite excited for that, to see the compatibility of that. I've got my subscription all set up. I don't know if you do, Ashton, but I guess just an out-loud reminder for you to do that.
Wow,
when it comes
I've
time.
got to remember to do that. I didn't even remember that WWE was already on there. Holy shit.
Yeah, dude, I got set up last week because they're launching with the network on the 18th. So I just wanted to get set up early.
Well, that's tomorrow. I'll just do it tomorrow then.
There you go. I mean, yeah, man, because whenever you want to do it, I'm just reminding you, be sure to do that. So again, Stardom at 5 on Friday, and then SmackDown Review at 10. Then Saturday, 9 p.m., we've got Fastlane preview and predictions, and then Sunday the 21st, 7 p.m., Fastlane live reactions, and that is going to round out our week. I can't believe Fastlane's this fucking week.
Dude, I thought it was next week, straight up.
Yeah, dude, I honestly don't even fucking blame you. It's wild. It's ridiculous. But yeah, guys, that's all happening. And the week after that seems a bit more interesting in its own right, but I'm only going to cover this week. So until then, be good to yourselves, be good to each other. If you're like Javars and you deal with inclement climate, just be safe out there. Do the best you can, always and in all things. And we'll see you tomorrow for that John Cena matchathon. And until then, tune in. Peace out.